And stop pressing stuff, man. Seriously, what are you pressing? Guys, welcome to Grumpy Old Reds. I hope you are doing well. Sorry we're a minute late, but someone decides they want to press all kinds of stuff in the background. Anyway, let's get into it and let's get in to the Grumpy Old Reds. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are, whatever time of day you're watching this. Hope you're well and welcome. Welcome to the OG Grumpy Old Red. It's been a while since we've sat down and had a proper Grumpy Old Reds discussion. How are you two?
All right, thank you.
Very good, yeah.
I bet you're all right, aren't you? Dina, we'll say hi to you in a minute, but guys in the chat, I hope you've watched the vlog and I hope you've seen the new blossoming romance. Look at him. Look, he's like a little teenager all over again. Guys, should we start? It is live. Not in the rainforest. We are live, but we gotta start. And tell us about your long lost found love.
Well, he's my hero. Stan's
You
my
made that
hero.
picture bigger.
Stan's my hero. As you
I'll
all
cover
know,
you up, Dino.
as you all make it perfectly clear, I'm the old guy here, and I've seen everything. I've seen all the great players, and Stan is my favourite of all. And so to meet him was an absolute pleasure. And he's a real gentleman. You know, when people were queuing up to meet him, all the women, he gave him a little peck, and all the kids, he put them up on his shoulders. And I spoke to him, and we spoke about my experiences watching Forest play, and it was great. He said to me, were you there at the Peterborough game? And I've got an echo.
I haven't.
I was there at the Peterborough game as well. That was great. We had three sides, didn't we? Remember that?
Yeah. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing day. My mate went in a full Pink Panther suit, all fur and everything. It was a red hot day. God knows how he survived. I've got a real bad lag here.
And we can hear you fine, man.
We can hear you. Just talk.
Okay.
Just talk, Ant.
Yeah, so it's really difficult because I've got this feedback. Oh, I know what it is.
You got YouTube open, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got
bloody idiot.
We don't need the views, mate. We don't need them. Not from you, anyway.
That's it. Okay, I'm back. And when I spoke to him and I explained to him about, we'd set up FFTV at the end of December, me and 3 friends, and we were getting subscribers and stuff, and we put out content every day, and he was really interested. And I said to him, would you mind asking people to subscribe? And yeah. And he said that, and then without any prompting, he said, I'm going to be on these guys' channels soon. You know what I mean? Which was fantastic.
Did that take you over the edge, Ant? Did you go all Chris Wood at that stage?
The actual full story is, I did all that.
I thought that was the full story.
Yeah, that's the shortened version, guys. I've heard this story 40 times, but
yeah, 50
I did all that.
All right, guys, do you want to hear the full story or not? Right?
No.
It's only another 30 seconds. Come on.
It's quite funny because Ant was pretty stupid. So go on, Ant. Just because you're stupid in it.
Yeah. So I was so chuffed, and I walked away with a big daft grin on my face. I couldn't wait to look at the video, and I put it on, and I forgot to press record. So I have to go back. That's why at the beginning of I don't know if you noticed, at the beginning of the vlog, I go right up to him, and that's where I'm saying, Stan, I'm really sorry, but I forgot to record. He was great. It's that's all right. Yeah, don't forget to record again, and we did it again. So,
oh God,
fair dues to him. Fair dues.
Well, that was probably the highlight of the day, though, to be honest.
That's it. I'm off. See you guys.
Yeah, thanks for stopping in, Ant. Guys, we got a lot, yeah. And Mark, you're spot on. You absolute twunk. I mean, I gave him a stronger word. You melt.
Right, listen, nobody gave myself a stronger word than me. I can promise you. Oh my God, can you imagine what it was like when I looked? I thought, oh God, I forgot. But there you go.
It was, you know what, right, guys? At least you didn't have to hear the story fresh right off the bat. He called me out. I had messages, call me, right? And I was at the under 12s match. I thought, like, I don't know, his leg had fallen off or something.
Yeah. As soon as I got the actual completed video, I rang I rang Wolverine, no answer. I rang Dino, no answer. I rang Ez, no answer. I thought, I want to tell somebody.
So I called him back. There's no
You know
hellos or
what?
nothing.
You know what? So I was late back, right? So I was just pulling my car up into the car park, and I saw them two. They'd obviously been round mine to see if I was in, and I saw them walking up to the pub, and I was shouting at them, and Anne gave me the biggest cuddle. Walking all the way back into my house. He was proper loved up. He really was loved up. And he was loved up with me after Stan. It was incredible.
Was Chris Wood in between you two in that hug, Dino? Were you okay?
I don't want sloppy seconds, mate, after Stan.
Look at them, they're all laughing at you, Anne. I found it really cute. Starstruck and forgot to record, says Martin.
The thing is, I wanted to send you the clips from here without telling you, but he couldn't hold himself.
He couldn't hold himself. As soon as I picked the phone up, Colin, Stan, the man. I was like, what? I was like, I'm driving.
Keith, he had one hand shaking anyway, his right hand.
All right, well, let's get into it, right? Let's get into it, right? So, and you got out your system, yeah? Big shout out to Stan the man. We will be hopefully getting him on soon. Oh my God, can you imagine Ant on the stage with him? And Dino, don't be sold by Dino's calmness here, yeah? Because Dino is Mr. Fanboy as well, yeah? He's just trying to act like Mr. Cool right now about it all.
I'm a proper fanboy. I was quite gel, to be honest.
You know what annoys me about Stan, right? Is that I was genuinely I was a kid when he was banging him in, right? And he looks younger than me now. and have you seen his videos on Twitter? Sorry, like he's getting himself back into his forest shape, isn't he? Yeah.
And listen, we haven't told. Listen, don't. Right. This is a secret, so don't let Ez know we've told you. But there is a reason why Ez wasn't there with me. If Ez had been there, he could have pressed record. We'd have been all right. That was the idea. But he didn't turn up. And you know why he didn't turn up? Because he had 3 people in front of him ready for the shower. He couldn't get into the shower in time.
Yeah. And Stoney.
That's probably where he is now, to be honest.
Yeah, on Ez, he's got internet issues, which probably means he's queuing for the toilet. So, yeah, it's Ez's fault. It's definitely Ez's fault. All right, guys, that's the happy clapper bit out of the way.
By the way, in truth, Ez has just messaged saying that he's got internet issues. So hopefully he'll sort those out.
It's like the Twilight Zone here.
Exactly. Exactly. Seriously. Vic, I fully agree. Brian Roy, for me, was my all-time favourite Forest player. Doesn't mean I didn't love Stan. I loved Stan as well. But, oh, God, what a pairing that was, man. What a pairing. Do you know, right? Just one more thing on Collymore. Do you know, as a kid, like, I never had my heart broken before until Stan Collymore signed for Liverpool. I'm just getting choked up just saying those words out loud. And, like, again, genuinely, I'm only 21 now. Back then, I was, like, 7, yeah? Like, as more mature Forest fans, was it the same for you two when he signed for Liverpool?
I was distraught.
Well, it's quite funny because it was on the cards for quite a long time that he was going to go. In fact, when we went to play Manchester United at Old Trafford, which I spoke to Stan about, incidentally, I had a little talk about the Man U game. They all thought they were on
first name basis now. You spoke to Stan about it.
Me and Stan had a chat about it. And when we went to Old Trafford, there was all these rumours he was going to go to Man United. Of course, we won 2-1. Stan scored. And I forgot what I was fucking saying now. Sorry. I do apologise. Go on, carry on. I've forgotten. It's gone.
All right, let's move on. Yeah, stop.
Hello, by the way, Wolverine. How are you?
I'm good, Dina. How are you, mate? How are things going?
Thanks for asking. Thanks for the intro. It's lovely.
Yeah, ladies and gents,
that was it. Yeah, so it was on the cards who was going. And I remember, because I went to every single home and away game that season, 1994-95.
Oh, back when you were a true fan.
Game. And I remember saying to the guys, look, don't worry about Stan going. Just enjoy him while we've got him. You know what I mean? And that was my attitude. So
it's the best
I
player
knew
I've ever seen.
And I hated Liverpool as well. And the fact he went there. And we finished above Liverpool that year as well.
All right. Are we stand out now? Are we stand out?
Well, there's one more little thing. Returning from the Bolton Wanderers away game, I was on the coach and we're on the motorway, and it came to like a standstill on the motorway, and this car pulled up at the side of. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps at the side of the coach, and we all looked over, and Stan was in the passenger seat of this car, and we were all like, Stan, and you know what he did? He went, because that was his celebration. Guns.
We know. We are Forest fans as well, Ant.
He just looked up and went, oh god.
Guys in the chat. Should we kick him off now? He's got a new best mate now, and that's all he wants to talk about. And you, Mr. Sense, what time do you call this? How are you, bud?
Yo,
I'm all right, mate. It's all right. I thought you'd do fine without me anyway. You seem to be able to do everything else without me, so carry on, innit?
He just wanted to get the Stan news out of the way because he wasn't there.
Well, yeah, no. If it was a Stan loving, then we'd have to make a longer show. To be fair.
Yeah, exactly. Ez save us. Well, the thing is, Ez is annoyed with me because I cut him out of the vlog.
Yeah, exactly.
What he's failing to tell everyone is there was nothing to cut out. By the way, can we see the guns, Ez? Can we see the guns? How are they looking?
Not off 2 reps, you can't. 2 reps won't do it. 99, 100.
I love that.
Are you doubting I did 100 reps there?
Yeah, 100%.
The evidence was there. I'm sorry. If the camera doesn't lie, I don't know what you're trying to say.
Did Wolverine edit the other 98 then?
I'll tell you what.
I ran out of storage, mate.
I'll tell you what. When that video came through, I was drinking some drink, and I was just like, it was like. I was like, and then I was having a look at the weights, and I was like, my God, they're not even uniformed. It looked like he put some pots and pans on there. I don't know what else.
I am convinced, having watched it again, I'm convinced that there's polystyrene weights on there.
Yeah. There used to be weights that you used to put water in to give them the weight. But it's them, but they're empty.
It's one of the tricks of the industry, mate. I'm telling you, most of them they're not lifting proper weights. But that was proper weight. It wasn't quite 10k. Yeah, 10k, 100 reps at 10k. Yeah.
Over the course of a fortnight.
Yeah.
Oh my God, mate. This is like a little family reunion. You can tell we haven't sat down for a while, even though we kind of did one on Friday. But anyway, guys, let's get into it. We've done all the happy clappy stuff now, right? Let's talk serious about the goddamn game yesterday. I've been up and down in the last 24 hours. I'm at the moment, I'm pissed off, to be honest, with the team.
You've been watching that Collymore vid, have you? You've been up and down, have you? Listen, Ant, I think we should cut him out of this chat because I don't know what the hell he watches, mate. He's too busy watching the chat. He's not watching the bloody game. I'm telling you.
No.
Honestly, what the hell's he talking about some of the time? Honestly, mate. Anyway, we'll get into that.
Wait. More importantly, Robbie, thank you so much for becoming a gold member. You absolute legend. Thank you so much, buddy. Guys, don't forget to hit that join button, the $sign down below. We got like over 300 members. Absolutely crazy. We'll be having more member streams coming up. We're not forgetting about you members.
And a barbecue.
Things are a little crazy at the barbecue.
When the weather sorts itself out. Isn't this the longest winter ever, by the way? Just to go off topic a little bit. The fuel bills are through the roof, and it's just still freezing.
And he's in a t-shirt.
Yeah, and he's in a t-shirt. Yeah,
exactly.
I've got a trivia question for the chat.
Oh, is it the same one you gave us earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, did you get it right, Ez? I got it right.
I want to get started.
Yeah, I knew he was on about. I just couldn't think of his name. I just couldn't think of his name.
Let's see who the first one to get it is. Let's see the first one in the comments to get it.
Which Nottingham Forest footballer became the youngest ever player to play and win in the European Cup final?
It wasn't Collymore.
For the comments.
It wasn't Collymore. Let's see how quick they come
ever
through.
Player to win a European Cup medal. And
by the way, Ant is his agent as well, if that helps.
You've got to be of a certain age to know this one, I think. Yes.
Oh, look at Tommy. Tommy's straight on it.
Yay! Gary Mills. Gary.
Who knows?
You lot know your stuff, man. Yeah, Ant got really annoyed with me because I said, don't care, I wasn't born.
Everyone's now copying Iggy Tommy Mills.
Yeah, Mark's in there with it as well.
I'm joking.
All right. Can we start now, please?
Yeah.
I've got a lot to get off my chest. What are you whining about? What are you talking about what I don't know what I'm talking about? I mean, you're stating the obvious.
No. I'm gonna let you. You carry on.
No. The floor is yours. You've come in late, so you can go ahead and start us off. Go on.
All right. Honestly, well, the first half was shit. We were shocking. The only decent spell we had was when we scored the goal, and that was only a few minutes of any sort of possession at all. We hardly had the ball. They got in behind us so easily on so many occasions. They beat us to every second ball. Anytime we did win a header, it went straight to them. It was shocking first half, but to say that a certain player was the worst on the pitch, I don't think he was. They were all shit. That first half. None of them really came out of any, apart from Brennan for actually putting his goal away. But I'm talking specifically about Ginger Pirlo. And
Lewis O'Brien isn't part of the squad,
me and Ant saw it. They were all shit. Don't get me wrong, they were all shit, but he was the only one getting a foot in, and the crowd were reacting to it. So obviously you weren't watching the game. You were too busy preening yourself, watching the chat or whatever, innit? But he was the one getting around.
Colback was good yesterday.
No, I thought he was the best of a bad bunch in that first half.
So that makes him good.
No, it doesn't. But it doesn't make him
what
worse.
are you arguing then?
I'm arguing that he was the best of a bad bunch. He wasn't the worst one.
Who was at fault for the? Who are the two players at fault for the penalty?
John Joe Shelby.
There was only one player at fault for the penalty.
John Joe for giving it away.
No. There was one player at fault for the penalty. The player that put the tackle in and fouled him. Nobody else was at fault for that.
So Colback's clearance was nothing to do with it.
Absolutely. That's not his fault that Shelby.
It's not his fault that he made probably one of the worst.
Not in any way, shape, or form is it Jack's fault that Shelby brought that player down in the penalty box. That was Shelby's fault. End of.
Tommy's saying Colback shouldn't start.
Yeah, well, Tommy knows fuck all, does he?
Colback is
I'm going to defend Colback.
Off his boots.
Yeah,
Colback ran himself ragged in that first off because
I'm not saying he was great. Nobody said he was great.
Top quality Everton midfielders on his own because the other two did fuck all.
And what did you call him at half time?
He was closing down space. He was here. He was there. He was fucking everywhere.
What did you call him at half time, man?
Pardon?
What did you call him at half time?
What do you mean?
In the vlog, what did you call Colback at half time?
I said he was the best player. But he wouldn't last the full 90 minutes because nobody could put that.
It's not what you said.
Yeah, it's exactly what I said.
It's not what you said.
It was along those lines, definitely.
You said he was running around like a blue ass.
Yes,
fly.
he was. He was running around like a blue ass fly.
Yeah, in a positive way, he meant.
I actually said he was running around like a blue ass fly, covering for other players that weren't doing their job. That's what I said. He wouldn't last the 90 minutes because no player on earth could put that much effort in and last 90 minutes.
All right, we're going to let the chat decide this debate.
Okay, let me ask you. What the chat say?
There's no point.
I was there. I saw it.
All right, let me ask you, all three of you, this question: would you
bring Dino in? Because Dino watched it. Like you should have been watching it.
You weigh in, Dino. No, I kind of know what Dino's going to say, so I don't want him to weigh in.
I'm just waiting for these two to stop arguing, and then I'll just.
I'm not arguing. I'm agreeing with
you want the voice of reason, Dino.
Look, I agree with my namesake. There is a Colback agenda. I think it wasn't our favourite. We signed all these star midfielders, right? And Colback is not a star midfielder, is he? But he's when he's coming down as sub, he would never let us down. Never let us down.
Keyword sub. He started.
Yeah, but he started, and he deserved his place. And I think he was the best midfielder on that pitch. I mean, if Yates had have had more time, he'd have probably took it. Yeah. But he was the best player. He chased around every. If you watched the whole game again and just focused on Colback, you'd be amazed how much work he got through, how many tackles he put in. I had a look earlier because I saw the player ratings, and I thought you got marked really low down. So I had a look at some stats. You know me. His pass percentage this season is at 83%. The next nearest midfielder is Mangala at 82, and then Freuler at 80, and then Yates at 79. He's second in tackles behind Freuler for Forest.
How about in fouls?
I think.
How about in fouls?
Listen. If he was a new player, If he was a brand new sign-in and he was a sexy sign-in, and that was his game that he played, first game, everybody's saying, "Oh, he looks like a player," because it's Colback. And I've criticised Colback in the past. I have, and I admit it. But I also can admit when I'm wrong. He's actually played his way into the team, I think.
So you would start him? He's a starter for you, Dino?
I'd play. Yes, I would play him. I thought.
My God.
I thought. What's his name? John Joe Selvey had a poor game.
Hold on, Dino. Hold on. Wait.
So
Dino.
I would play him in that position if he's going to play in that position.
Wait, Dino. If the whole midfield is fit, Colback makes your starting 3, let's say.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily agree with that.
On the last game.
For me,
not many people's going to.
It depends on who
honestly,
we're playing and what system we're using.
Don't you start sitting on the fence when you come attacking me, mate. Because the same question's coming your way.
I'm not sitting on any fence. I'm not sitting on any fence. I'm not claiming that he's the next Zidane.
No, I'm not either.
The kind of player he is, I think is really, really vital. And I said earlier on, that kind of player is like Yeatsy. That kind of player is vital for a team scrapping for survival. Yeah. Vital.
The question is, would you start him if everyone was fit?
Probably not.
I wouldn't. No,
probably not.
But
that doesn't mean he's a crap player.
No, I certainly don't.
Okay, I don't think he's a good player. I'll stick with that. Secondly, never have I ever said that he is not good for 10 minutes if we are winning or holding on to a draw. That's his position.
Well all game for me.
Really, Dino, you need to look back at the penalty. You need to look back at the penalty.
You watch him.
Oh, and then you watch back that penalty.
That's ridiculous about the penalty. Fuck you.
Yeah,
John Joe's fault.
Ridiculous. What you're saying is ridiculous.
Things.
John Joe Shelby brought the tackle and brought the player down.
Did you see the clearance?
Yes,
nobody made bad clearances in that first half. Are you fucking joking? Did you see how many times Shelby gave the ball away?
Did I say that? Am I asking about the penalties?
How many times Felipe gave the ball away? Are you mental?
Can I just answer on Stoney's thing there? On paper, yes, we have so many options, but look at the players that have played themselves out of form, like Mangala.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying he's a better player than Mangala on his day. He's not. But if you're not in form, you're not in form. And Colback's doing okay. He's never going to do... Listen, last season when he came in at left back and dropped in, he had a cracking season for us.
He cost us 2 goals in the home leg in the semi-final, but everyone ignores that.
Yeah, so the fact that he scored a wonder goal against West Brom means he's the best striker in the history of the world, does it? I mean, these things...
Look, hold on, look. I can't believe you guys are giving him a free pass in the build-up to that penalty.
No, right. Let me have my say. Okay, let me have my say on the penalty. He wasn't the only cog in that.
I didn't say he was. I'm saying don't give him a free pass.
And if you have a look at it, that ball's dropped is dropped to him on his right foot and Freuler on his left foot. They've both left it for each other, and they've ended up neither of them getting a clean hit on it. That's what happened with that. But the lead up to that, first off, Felipe had a shocking first half. That's as bad as I've seen.
Agreed.
He lost the first header. Worrell didn't even challenge for the second header, and by that stage, For me, that's the second goal. Sorry,
that's the second goal. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, that's the second goal. But yeah, if you have a look at when they tried to make the clearance, it's falling on his right foot and Freuler's left foot. Neither of them, both of them, kind of pulled out of it, and that was the issue. But to just firmly put that blame on Colback, I think that's harsh.
I did not firmly put that blame on Colback. Don't put words in my mouth. I said he is culpable for that penalty.
No, he's not. Shelby is.
Okay, well...
End of.
A lot of them are.
Shelby is. Shelby put the...
Shelby...
Shelby put back tackle. Let me wind back on that a little bit. Right, and I am in a minority of one here. Right? I'm in a minority of one, and I'm fully prepared to accept that. At the time, I was directly in line with that. And at the time, I'm really fair. I'm really fair. I get people around me saying, foul that. I think, no, it's not, or whatever, right? I stood up and I went, no way. No way is that a penalty. I watched the game today.
Do you know what?
I watched the game today, and my first instinct was, oh, yeah, it was a penalty. I was wrong. But then I saw the replay. Shelby puts his foot down, and the guy falls over it. without doubt, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I know in my team one maybe.
it's a
He put his foot down and the guy went over it. That was not a penalty for me. Okay.
Well,
So in that case, Jack didn't cause a penalty. The ref did. There we go. We're all
All right, fine. Well, we'll get on to the ref.
Well,
Dino, did you think it was a pen?
we're going to the ref.
The first one or the second?
You know,
The first one, the actual pen.
The first one, yeah, I think it was a pen. I've seen them not given, but
From my angle,
if it was the other way, if it was in the other box, I'd be screaming for a pen.
Oh yeah, but we all would. But don't you think?
Yeah, but it's got to be fair, haven't you?
Dino, and the guy went, oh, maybe. That's why.
Sorry, can we?
Yeah,
I know
but that's what
we
they'll
don't
do.
cover it now, but can we cover this at some point? This Iggy Tommy's
what's that?
about how we set up.
Yes. Oh yeah,
Do you
we're
wanna do
gonna
that
be,
now?
oh yeah, we'll be covering that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, my opinion was.
Agreed.
I mean, do you want to do it now, or you want to leave it?
We'll get to it. We'll get to
Okay.
it.
Hang on a second. It's no good
Alex,
people.
you're
It's
smart.
no good people putting in the chat. It was a penalty. I've already said I know I'm in a minority of one. I don't care. Okay.
Ez, did you think it was a
Well,
pen?
from my angle, it looked like a penalty straight away, and he's left a foot out.
He's
Any
played for
player
it,
worth his salt
definitely.
is gonna-
Yeah.
Yeah, he's played for it. Of course he
I
has,
just thought
but
the show
he's left his foot out.
It was a poor effort, but I just thought he put his foot down and the guy went over. But okay, you know.
Hold on, let us have his say. Let us have his say.
Sorry.
Go on.
I apologise.
If he'd put his foot down, then pulled it back, and you could clearly see there was no contact because it wasn't actually contact. The attackers leant into him and made sure that he's got a touch, but he's dangled his foot. Any player worth his salt is gonna take a dive there. They would do, and if they didn't, they get a bollocking from the manager. So I can't blame that. I do blame him for dangling his leg. But he was poor. He was slow to the ball. He was. Considering how angry he was to be taken off against West Ham, I expected more of a performance from Shelvey yesterday, and I've got to be honest, I was disappointed, especially in that first half. He tried on a couple of occasions, but if you're going to play Shelvey, you should. Worrell, we'll get on to Worrell because I'm sick of Worrell. I'm sorry. I know somebody thinks we're calling him out. I am calling him out. He's just not up to the level. I heard on some other podcast earlier today that saying that they're building up quite a good relationship. That was the worst I've seen Felipe and Worrell play together, so I don't know what they were watching either. But Worrell, for me, his distribution's poor. His
distribution's shocking.
Honestly, it's like you watch him. I watched him for the first 10, 15 minutes because we were shocking. He was so languid. It's like he's got no urgency when he's on the pitch. If you watch him, his body shape, his body language is so relaxed, as if he's like the best defender in the world and he can spot anything from a mile off. He's got the worst reactions of any central defender that I've seen in the Premier League, and I've watched a lot of shit ones this season. And he plays like he deserves to be on that pitch. But for me, he doesn't. I'm sorry. As soon as any one of our central defenders is fit, get him in. Get him out.
Would you play Cook ahead of him? Would you play Cook ahead of him?
Say again.
Would you play Cook ahead?
You know what? Right now, I probably would.
Bloody hell.
Shite for shite, isn't it?
Dino, you were
I
talking
don't know
about
what
his
anybody else
distribution.
thinks about Worrell.
His distribution was shocking. And what I don't understand is, out of that back four, he's got the worst passing at the minute. I mean, it used to be decent, but I don't know what's happened. But we seem to be playing it to him for him to distribute when we've got the likes of Shelvey. And Shelvey didn't have the best day passing.
Exactly.
But surely that's what he's there for. He's not a runner. He's not a grafter. He's a pinger of the ball, isn't he? And it didn't go well for him yesterday on his passing. But why are we giving it to Worrell to do that when we've got John Joe Shelvey there in the base, right around the base of that defence?
Exactly.
At midfield. I don't get that.
We're
That's
so
got to be down to
scared.
Cooper, that one.
We're so scared at times. Everybody around me was saying, why aren't we playing with more bravery at home against?
Yeah,
Everton?"
exactly.
That was Iggy Tommy's. That's what I wanted to come on to on that. I mean,
Exactly.
it's ridiculous.
Should we come
So
on
let's
to
get
that?
on to that because
Should we
Yeah,
come on?
sure.
Who wants to jump in
I
on
need to
that
get it off
one?
my chest, to be
Go on,
honest.
Dino. You need to clear some.
Dino, you jump in on that one, mate.
Right, so we've just been
starting
battered
lineup
against
and
West Ham, one of the bottom three. Right, we're now at home against one of the other bottom three in a pretty much have-to-win game. I thought it was a good game, by the way, before anybody starts slating me. It was actually an enjoyable watch, that second half, and it was nice to see us attack and score more than one goal for a change. But how we set up is like how he always sets up. Too negative, sitting back too much, letting them press us like crazy. We didn't do much pressing at all. They did all the pressing that first half, which is why when we went in at half time, they were the better team for me. And so, the comment that's just come up there, the 3D CDMs and the fact that Iggy Tommy said it earlier, for me, at home against Everton in a must-win match, you've got to play 2 in that midfield. Because when we brought the subs on in the second half and we moved to 3 across the front and Wood up front, we looked much better. We looked much better.
4-2-3-1, yeah.
Didn't we? And I'm thinking, well, why didn't he do that from the start? Is he scared? Is he just trying to feel them out for a bit and see what's happening? But
because it doesn't bode well.
6 goals in now in 2 games against the 2 of the bottom 3.
I was amazed at how badly we started that first 15, 20 minutes.
Whenever we attack,
we
couldn't touch the ball for 10
being
minutes.
overrun by a team that can't score. You know, it was,
and he got in behind us so easily in that first 20, 30 minutes. The other thing I think we have to point out is the fact that what it doesn't bode well. He keeps saying that we need to address our away form, but if you can't play positive at home, how the hell are you going to go to the Tottenham Stadium and play positively there and play attacking football there if you can't do it at home? So he says the right things, but I'm worried about next weekend because
we'll come on to next weekend.
I was surprised.
We got like 600 topics before that.
No, I mean if that's how we're playing at home against a bottom 4, bottom 5 team, then what does that say about going away?
I was surprised and disappointed at both the initial lineup and the evidently what seemed to be the tactics, and they were so negative against a team that is a poor team that must be low on confidence. They just lost at home to Aston Villa. They can't have had much confidence. Their fans on YouTube none of them were predicting a goal, never mind a win. They just assumed they were going to lose because they'd been so poor. And that first 15, 20 minutes, we made them look like prime Brazil. You know,
it's a numbers game. If you're letting people attack you constantly and sit in a low block, it's only a matter of time before they get shots on goal. It's dead easy. If you're the pitch attacking them, they ain't going to get any shots on your goal. I mean, it was good to see a few more shots in the second half, but not many, not enough for home against Everton.
Dino. I mean, obviously, you know, we look at things differently, but second half, I was okay. I thought we did okay in the second half. I really felt that if the game had gone on for a little bit longer, we were far more likely to score than they were.
Yeah,
but that's not good. But that's not good enough.
No, it's not good enough.
It's not good enough to say we're at home, kicking towards the Trent in the second half, we'll get a goal or 2. That's not good enough. You need to play the whole 90 minutes.
The other thing that disappointed me was the substitutes bench, not seeing Scarpa or Danilo on there.
Hold that thought. We'll come to that. That's a whole topic.
But that's all part of it, isn't it? Because that's his game plan going forward. I'll just add that I think the subs were made far too late. If he'd made them 10 minutes early, we may have had a chance of winning that game. But I think it wasn't too little, but it wasn't enough, you know. And
nice to have Yates back, though.
Yes, fantastic to have Yates back.
Tell you what,
and just shows what
a difference he made when he came on that pitch. I mean, we're talking Ryan Yates.
Got a great ovation.
He's had his detractors, not me, incidentally. I've always been a Ryan Yates fan, but God, he put so much energy into the side when he came on and made such a difference.
And do you know what it reminded me of? And you were there with me when he came on as a sub against Everton.
Everton, yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
His performance.
You mentioned effort there. MGW again. He had the ups and downs during the game, didn't he? But his effort levels, if everybody could play to that sort of level of effort, and I'm looking at the likes of Wood and, you know, some of the others, the Froilers of this world, and I think I count Lodi into that as well. He puts a lot of effort in, and Aurier puts a lot of effort in, and Felipe puts a lot of effort in. There's selected people around the pitch that put that effort in, and then there's others that just hide too much from me. There's not enough.
To be honest, Dino, I think MGW lately has not been good.
Yeah, there's one reason why. There's 2 reasons why he's been below his standards.
Yeah, I know where you.
And I don't think I think we'll be unanimous on this. One, I think he was rushed back from fitness, from injury.
From injury,
He was rushed back. Do you remember he suddenly appeared, what was it, just after the Man U game when he got injured and he was meant to be out for a while. But more importantly than that,
Because of our brilliant
Chris
medical
Wood.
team.
Chris Wood is absolutely stifling him, man. He's forcing MG Dub to play out wide to the left sometimes. He's playing too deep. MG Dub needs runners around him who he can, dance with. And Chris Wood is not a dancer, man. He's literally a wood.
Can I just say something, though, right? When we signed MGW, don't get me wrong, I think he's going to be a great player. But when we signed him, I remember Wolves fans, I remember looking at some Wolves channels, and they said, yeah, he's a good player, but you'll get pissed off with him continually trying tricks and flicks. And you know what? I'm getting there.
Just recently,
the amount of times he tries flicks and tricks that don't come off.
Yeah,
they look great
just
when
recently,
they do come off.
Especially when we haven't had the possession. He's got to hold on to the ball better. Too often his first touch. First touch is flying off him, yesterday, especially in that first hour or so, holding on to the ball well at all. And we need him to do that in the position that he's picking up the ball. We need him to be. If Chris Woods isn't a hold-up player, and he clearly isn't a hold-up merchant, then when our other attacking players get hold of a ball, they need to get hold of a ball instead of trying to flick it round the defender. And because they do get tight to him, don't get me wrong, they get very tight to him often, but he seems to be wanting to do that every single time. When sometimes it's just get hold of it, lay it off to somebody. Play it as simple as that.
Yeah, sometimes he'll sometimes there's simplicity that is available to him, and he doesn't do it. He tries the tricks and flicks and loses the ball, and it's just starting to get to me a little bit.
Go on, Dean, have your say, then I want to jump
Keith,
in.
I don't know if that was aimed at me after I talked about Lodi, but I totally agree. Lodi was good. Lodi is good. He's getting better with every game. What I said about Lodi is he does put the effort in like some of the others. I like his effort.
Yeah.
Wasn't Aurier Mr. Angry though? My God.
Wait. We'll come on to the rest. What's your take on MG Dub, Dino, at the moment?
I like him. Just things aren't going for him. But he's put in like 1,000,000% effort in. He's all over the place.
Yeah.
Just things aren't going for him. But I think he's going to work better in the middle as a 10. And the only way you're going to get him in as a 10 is play 2 in midfield. I don't know why we're not starting with somebody like Scarpa on the left.
Yeah. We'll come on to that. There's a lot still got to come on to.
Yeah.
The reason I disagreed with Ez when you were talking about him giving away the ball, Ez, was because he is every single game the highest stats for giving away the ball. But that's also because he is the one who most wants the ball and is trying something. So it's a bit like me and Ant always say about Dennis. Yeah, he gives the ball away, but he's trying something. So, yes.
Kevin De Bruyne is the biggest culprit for giving the ball away at Manchester City. Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah. But I could understand it if he was giving the ball away.
Let me finish my point. So my point here is that he will give the ball away. Us as Forest fans, you have to make your peace with it because he's trying stuff. Now, some of the stuff will come off, some won't. And in some matches, nothing will come off. Yeah. But that's the style of player he is. You have to give him that leniency, that stuff will come off, and you just got to trust that when we give it away, and that's the point of having CDMs behind you to protect your flair players, that if they do lose the ball, they're there to press to win the ball back quickly, for example. That's what we not having at the moment.
My point was relating to yesterday's performance, and like I say, in the first hour particularly, we had very little possession, and when we did have a possession, instead of trying to flick it, hold on to it and bring other players in. That's what I'm criticising him for. And I don't think I'm wrong in that. I don't mind him giving the ball away if he's trying to get a pass through. But it wasn't even that. It was giving the ball away when he was trying to hold on to it. So that's when he's giving the ball away, not when he's trying to thread a ball through.
But do you see any runners around him?
No, but that's the problem, isn't it? I'm not blaming him particularly, but I'm saying that when he does get the ball, hold on to it better, mate. Stop trying to flick it every single time, because defenders become aware of that, and they're second guessing you every single time. As tight
He's
as
flicking it to nobody. He's not even looking when he flicks it.
Yeah. I
can't criticise him though. I think he's been our player of the season. So
none of us are saying drop him or
No, I know you're not. But there's certainly players we could rip into, and he's not one of them for me. Sorry.
He's one of our best players, no doubt about it,
frustrated.
all season. He's one of our key players, and without him and Jono together, I agree, we'd be nowhere this season. But so it doesn't go from one extreme to another. We've said before, there's grey areas, and that's what we're addressing, the grey areas.
In my
It's an
beard.
area of his game that I think he can improve by not doing the same thing each and every time. That's what I'm saying.
We love MG Dub.
Yeah, we love him. Yeah, absolutely.
I will say, you guys know I love the guy, but I will say where he does need to improve is his finishing, his crossing. Now his corners are a little better yesterday, but I still think Scarpa on that pitch and we get lasers delivered. But you know, it's for me.
Well, they played a couple of
crossing
short
and
ones,
finishing
didn't they?
still.
They played a couple of short ones, him and Jono, and that didn't work either. Because if you're getting 2-on-1 against a defender, make a use of that. Because they only had one defender coming out when they were playing short. What's the point in doing that? And unless you're going to take advantage.
Yeah, but I'd like to make a point about corners, right? It's a fallacy about corners. You know, on the continent, they can't understand why English people go mad when they win a corner. Because if you actually look at the stats of goals scored from corner, it's minute. It is crosses into the box from corners. Goals scored is minute. You're far better actually playing short corners and working the ball across properly than
if you do it properly.
But we all do it. I do it. We all do it. We go mad when we get a corner, and yet the chances of scoring from a corner are virtually zero.
Yeah, but we scored a few from corners this year.
How many?
Yeah, we have.
Three.
Yeah.
Okay. 3. Great.
When you look at that as a percentage of our goals, mate, it's quite high.
That's because the fault's all weird, not because corners are working.
All right. So we'll talk about John. I want to talk more so about the midfield. Yeah. Look, whatever your viewpoint is on Colback.
Come on, Sarah's right. Come on, let's get the likes up, guys. Come on. Stan said.
Stan, you know, Ant will be on the phone to his new best buddy right now. So yeah, if you haven't already hit the like. Let's get it to 100. You guys will do it in no time. Now, whatever my thought is on Colback, whatever your thoughts are on Colback, yeah. You've got to. I don't know if you'll agree with me on this point. Freuler was the worst midfielder out there for me. He was shocking.
Yeah, but I think that was his worst performance that I've seen.
I'm going off him. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm going off him. We've defended him, but he's Ghost Freuler for me right now. And the other thing for me is, well, I said it on the player ratings yesterday. You noticed it more when Yates came on for him, and suddenly there's energy and forward motion in the play. Stoney's right. Freuler makes us a 2-man midfield. But yeah, that was for me the defining moment where you see the difference with how Yatesy came on and attacked the game, and Freuler sideways, backwards with no pace. Is it time he gets dropped now? Have we been patient enough?
I think the chat's put it better. He's played a lot of football, and the guy runs more than anybody else in that side. Too. He does, and maybe he needs a rest.
Yeah, it's just the ball's nowhere near him. I'm joking.
No, you're not joking. You're right. But anyway.
No, he's just too invisible for me.
But maybe he needs a rest.
It's just too invisible. Yeah, I know he does things off the ball, and I'm sorry. I think somebody said earlier we need runners around MGW, and we haven't got 3 midfielder runners, have we? Unless Yates is playing, he's a runner, and unless Danilo's playing, he's a runner as well.
Even in a free, even if we persist with a free in midfield, I think
you could have 2 runners up and down, box to box.
He's the one who's most droppable for me. Yatesy back, Yatesy straight in for me if he's fully fit for the Spurs game, and Shelby's still got to be given time because I think he's still one of our most. He's one who's got that key to unlock defenses with his passing, long range or short range. So we need to get more out of him, and I think his match fitness will grow as his confidence will grow. I was a little bit disappointed with him yesterday after him being annoyed for being taken off against West Ham and putting in that performance yesterday. But I'd put, if we're going to stick with 3 in midfield, for me it'd be Shelby, Yatesy, and I'd bring Danilo back into it.
Wait, Ez, let's do this question, yeah? But assume all are fit, because there is a question in here from where is it? there was a question in from one of the guys. Guys, I've put a Q&A up as well. Who would be your 3 if everyone was fit?
Oh, that's a fucking horrible question.
So yeah,
Let's say a 3 or whatever. If you want to do it as a 4-2-3-1 and put a 5 in, fine. But who would be your 3 or your 5?
It's easy for me.
Go on, Andy. No.
Yates, Danilo, even if he's out of form because he's young and he needs to play games. And he's no good sending him to the Championship. He's got to play games at this level. And then I'd have John Joe at the base. It's not a good tackler, but I'd have John Joe.
Then, okay.
Yeah. And if it's not John Joe, I'd put Colback at the base at the minute.
Yeah.
It's just a style of player.
All right, go on, Ant. Do it as a 3, Ant. Who would you do?
Guys
in the chat, who would you do as well?
Yeah, as Dino's talking there, I was trying to think because we've got that many midfielders, and most of them we think are pretty good. But I would probably go with Yates, Danilo, and Shelby. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've all said that. Well, us 3 have said those 3. So, would you have any different, Wolverine?
Yeah.
Go on. Of course you would.
Colback.
Look, I'm thinking outside the box, right? I'm thinking at the moment.
Scarpa, aren't you?
Well, I'm going to say it's not working. It's not working. Yeah. So we have to change something. That has to be done, right? So I would play, for me, I'd go Yates and Danilo in a 2.
As a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some energy there, isn't there?
Energy. They could double pivot it. It. What the hell's going on in this chat?
They can both tackle. I thought I didn't know 2 was on the table. You said 3, so that's why I gave you 3.
Yeah, I'm just saying. What I'm saying is, sorry, let me start again. So I think they can play in a double pivot. Now, if I was going in a 3, I'd probably put Scarpa in there with them. Look, Freuler, I'm done with. Shelby, I think he still needs more time. But what I saw from him yesterday that was annoying me was the Hollywood FC, long ball FC football. Yeah, I expected this guy to come in, get his foot on the ball, pick it up from the defense, and then play the midfield in. Whereas all I was really seeing was the diagonals out towards the Jono side. And you're shaking your head.
Are you talking about Shelby?
Yeah.
Shelby shouldn't be picking the ball up from the defence. Shelby should be further up in midfield. He should be playing balls from the middle of the field, not from picking up from the defence. I absolutely agree 100%. He was picking up from the defence, and he was trying to play the kind of balls he normally plays, but he was too far back to play them. Shelby he's further up the pitch.
He looks like a CDM, but I don't think he is he? He looks like a CDM, but he's not because he can't tackle and he can't move around the pitch very quick.
It's not that great a tackler either.
No.
He hasn't got the security.
It makes sense that you're moving further up. Whereas I always thought him as a deep line playmaker, but I think you're right. Yeah. The Hollywood balls would stop because it's not Hollywood anymore, is it? If
I think
he needs to be playing those balls from the halfway line, not from the 18-yard box.
And he needs to get 30 yards out to put a screamer in.
I agree with you there, but my argument would be if you had if you had Felipe and Niakate playing behind him, they would be playing higher. So when he is picking that ball up, it would be closer to the halfway line. Yeah, so that's how I'm envisioning. I can't say that word. Say it for me, someone.
Envisaging.
You're struggling there, Dino, yourself.
Envisaging.
Well done. Anyway, so if I was a 3, I would go Danilo, Yates, and probably Mangala, man. Honestly, Mangala, because I don't see legs in Shelby and Freuler. But if I was going a 5, so a 2 and a 3, I'd go Yates, Danilo, Scarpa, MG Dub, Jono. There's my 5, and that for me is
I've not seen enough from Mangala. Okay, some games, but I've not ever seen him play really good.
I like Mangala, but he's not been great lately.
He's gone off the ball,
and he can't pass the ball, and he can't shoot. I mean.
Okay,
I like him as a player, but at the moment, not for me.
Okay, just very quickly before we carry on, there's loads of spams coming in. With Omai still sick, does anyone want to do a temporary mod job for me in the chat? I'm going to give you the power. Obviously, you need to be someone we've seen day in, day out. Stoney. What the hell is going on? So if anyone doesn't mind just covering in the absence Tommy, your mod. Thank you, Tommy. There you go.
Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know what these are. Tommy,
I just had a message from my brother saying sort out spammers in the chat.
Yeah, we're sorting it out now. It's thank you, Tommy. Appreciate it, bud.
178 of you in though, guys. What's the
70? We're on 70.
48 spammers.
48 spammers. Okay, so anyway, that was the midfield, right? It's still for me. I think we lost 2 points yesterday. I do. I honestly think if we started with the team that he subbed on, we would have smashed him 3-0.
Yeah,
we really would.
But and they wouldn't have been expecting it. I think they expected what we were going to do: sit deep. Their MO was win every second ball, and that's what they did. They won every second ball. They won most of the first balls, to be honest, but they definitely won every second ball, and they made their physicality count yesterday. And there's times this season when we have stood up to that, but not yesterday. We were so soft, such a soft underbelly yesterday, and they got in far too easily, and that was obviously their game plan. I did mention, I mean, and people were saying that it doesn't make a difference. It does. He's watched enough of us to know how we're going to play and how best to take advantage of where we're playing at home. And I kind of think if we'd done what you just suggested there, they wouldn't have expected that, and they would have gone for. And that's what I wanted, especially after West Ham display. I wanted us to be so much more positive yesterday, and that team lineup was so defensive from the outset that I just, I kind of I was talking to Ant as we were walking up because we were still buzzing about the Stan Collymore thing. We weren't even thinking about the game, so we weren't nervous as such. But when I actually got into my seat and I looked at the players and I thought, we're far too defensive against this team. Far too defensive. And I agree with you. We should have started with what we finished with. We'll go on to, I think, the impact of players like Ayew yesterday. I thought he was pretty decent. But
before we do that, I just want to add an interesting point. Shout out to Carl on Twitter. We've had a fun back and forth about this. He pointed out to me that apart from Aurier, who obviously came back in for Williams because he's obviously the number one choice, that was the exact same team that started against West Ham. Do you think, Dino, that surely looking at that 4-0 drubbing we took at a crap West Ham, do you not think Cooper should have looked at it and thought, I better change something here because obviously that collective didn't work?
Well, he's in the manager position. I'm not, so he's obviously better qualified than me. But if it was me as a football chair manager, right, it would be armchair manager, I should have said. It would have been, I would have thought, right, we're Everton at home. We could have a big gap here, which is season changing, potentially. I would put my creative players on that pitch with a couple of, holding midfielders that are going to do the job, tackling and mopping up. So for that reason, I'd have played Scarpa. Or Dennis. Dennis did all right.
So would you have gone false 9 yesterday?
Only because Awonye's injured, yes, and I don't really rate Wood. So yes, I would have done, and I don't like the false 9. That's how bad it is.
I agree. I think that's how I would have gone, and I definitely would have had Scarpa in.
Ayew, he's done okay in the times he's come on for me.
I was quite impressed with him. I thought he was quite lively, wasn't he?
We all thought, oh God, what we signed him for is a bit of a loving, old Swansea loving, isn't it? But he's done all right. Listen, he's not going to break any pots, is he? But he had a good shot saved by Pickford.
Yeah, I think he's lively.
It was not a good shot.
He's probably done more than Wood has done.
I think he's lively. He's good in the ears. You can see he's obviously got skill.
He linked up well.
I think he's all right. I think he's all right.
He linked up well.
I'm sorry for the likes of him and Dennis and Soyju, who could all play up front, and Wood is playing in a target man. I've said this loads of times, a target man role when we're not really playing to a target man. It makes no sense to me.
Mind you, Dino, it was a lovely layoff to MGW for the shot that led to John.
It was, yeah. Yeah, it was.
But that's all he did, Ant. That's all he did.
He paid a lot of money for that one layoff.
Yeah,
he scored that. He scored that scream against Man City as well.
2-yard screamer, yeah. Listen, I hope he comes good, but.
Hey, just quickly before we move on, James has just subscribed and he's coming all the way from America to the Wolves game. Make sure you get to the fan zone, James, and you can meet Bill and Ben over here, mate.
You're not going, are you?
We'll be there.
But yeah, I want to get onto the hot topic, okay? And this one's pissing me off big time. And I want to start with you on it. Where's our boys? I'm talking Scarpa and Danilo. Where are they?
Maybe they were at a skate park or something at the time. I don't know. Because they weren't even in the squad. It doesn't make sense.
I think I know where they are.
He brought Scarpa over, or we brought Scarpa over, and he pretty much, he played him. And he brought Danilo over, and he played him. And all of a sudden, neither of them in the squad. And I would have thought against a team like Everton, where we should actually be on the front foot, I would have thought both, for me, Danilo and Scarpa would have played. So I can't answer where they are. I don't understand it. Because I'd have them both in.
I have a theory on this.
Go on.
Did you see Cooper's post-match talking about the physios telling him off about playing Aurier for a bit longer than he should have done? I think he was talking about Aurier because he'd only just come back.
Yates, wasn't it?
No, it was Yates. It was Yates.
Oh, was it Yates? I thought it was Aurier actually because he played him a lot for a long time, didn't he? So I've got a suspicion that some of the physios call the shots, and that's why the injuries take so long coming back. It makes no sense to me. So I think because they had a full season in Brazil before coming here, that he's been told that they need rest him. That's the only thing I can think. If it's not that, we're in trouble.
We're in trouble.
And if Scarpa goes, oh my God, that's me, all guns blazing for Cooper.
I mean, you might be right there. I mean, I suppose that both of them played a full season in Brazil, didn't they? So maybe you're right. Maybe it's the medical staff saying, look, they're in the red zone. You can't play them. Because that does happen. In the modern day football, that does happen. They monitor them, obviously. If they're in the red zone, they say you cannot play them. Because
How long's the red zone, though?
Pardon?
How long's the red zone?
Well, it shouldn't be long, should it? Because once you've had a bit of a rest, you should be all right again.
Exactly.
It's a bit like, when you play computer, you're one of these young kids that plays computer games, aren't you? You get those like power-ups, don't you? And then you use the energy and you have to go back up again.
Oh, God. Just before we carry on, Sharky, the legend, the generous legend he is. Sharky with the £5. Oh, he's got to go, man. Got to go. One in the background on audio. Up the red. See you soon. Thank you, Sharky. Good luck with the report. I've got a few outstanding myself. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I did you see that comment that Pat said? There's reports.
Yeah, I pulled that comment up. Yeah.
Yeah. There's reports from ESPN saying him and Scarpa and Cooper are falling out. Now, I'm not going to give it any credence because I haven't heard them at all.
Like that.
But I was getting angry yesterday, and I was saying, has Bardet's locker been just given to Scarpa? I don't understand it. I don't understand it because the thing I don't understand, I almost understand Danilo. You can say we've got him on 6 years. Yeah, he's young. He's still got to get into the game. Look how Lodi took a few games before he settled in. Yeah, but Scarpa is in the prime of his playing years, isn't he? He's 29 now. Everyone got pissed off that he didn't make the Brazil team for the World Cup. Yeah, are you telling me a player who's that highly regarded can't make a battling team in the bottom half of the Premier League table?
That's why I go along with Dino's theory now about the red zone.
I'm not convinced. Mate, he hasn't played since Leicester.
Yeah, I don't think it's that.
It's not that. He hasn't played since Leicester.
That's the only thing I can think, unless there's a big fallout.
But also, let's not forget they've come all the way over from another country. Maybe they need a little bit more time logistically to settle, to bring their families over and things like that. And maybe they've been given time to do that. We literally don't know. And I don't want to be speculating about fallouts between Scarpa and Cooper and shit like that because we really don't know. I'm not having to go up Pat for bringing it up, but I wouldn't give that too much credence.
Yeah, I said we're not going to give it credence, but if there's talk, there's talk. Yeah. And the other thing, 2 points on that. One, what Trevor Francis Tracksuit's saying here is spot on. He's saying that Lingard has been given at least a subs appearance, hasn't he? And he's been injured twice. But the point I'm making, I go back to Lodi. Lodi was allowed to find his feet with game time. Yeah. Scarpa, look, he's coming in some tough.
But what was the
matches.
alternative? It was Toffolo, who wasn't. He was kind of.
Toffolo was doing okay.
Yeah, but there might be some, again with Toffolo. I mean, I think he's been given a second wind, but I think he was done with the club as well. There's obviously stuff that has gone on behind the scenes, but we don't know. But clearly, from I think O'Brien and Toffolo's point of view, there was stuff that was said and fallouts that have happened behind the scenes. So I think he kind of like didn't have much choice about with Lodgy giving him as much time as he did and throwing him in, but.
Again, you're right, Wolverine, there, because I saw him training. He was training, wasn't he, with the ball?
Yeah.
You know what winds me up? Sorry, I'm going to have a little Cooper rant here. What winds me up about Cooper?
Let Dino go. I'm gone.
Sorry, come.
What winds me up about Cooper? This is a mini rant. This is about Cooper. Is he talks about time on the grass but without the ball? I mean, what the fuck is that? Is he cleaning up dog shit? I mean, what does that mean? Just get on the grass. You're well enough now to get on the grass. But don't touch that ball, whatever you do. Fuck's sake. You're fit.
Do you know what, Dino? You're right as well. I'd said this on the video the other day, and I had to record it about 6 times because I couldn't keep a straight face. But did you hear it when Cooper said, yeah, Iwoni's back on, he's running, but he's only doing straight line running? And I'm there thinking...
Really? That's why we've got so many players on the injury list. They're not actually injured.
They've been doing diagonals, man. It's like,
oh, come on!
It's not complicated. It's not complicated, is it? If you've got a groin in the ankle issue, there's a big difference between running in a straight line and changing direction.
I'm not saying that. I just found it hilarious, is what I'm saying. It was like it just caught me off guard,
perfectly good. I didn't see a problem with it.
It just caught me off guard, man. It really did. So Dino's just gone on it. I'm just, you know what it was? I was imagining like Iwoni running and then suddenly turning direction, and he had like 4 medics coming at him. Taiwo, fuck no, keep going, man, run, Taiwo, run. It's just.
Somebody told Wood that he can start the diagonal running now and weave it,
or start running full stop.
As Turbo says, his knee might pop out if he changes direction. That's absolutely 100% correct.
I'm not disputing it. I'm just saying it was funny, man.
Yeah,
come
twat,
on,
then.
man, guys, have some sense of humor.
Brilliant.
Oh God!
I'd just like to answer Stoney's question as well. I know you're trying to take the piss, but the last game I played was Witcher 3.
Witcher 3, okay, so you're up and at 'em. Let's see what some of the guys in the chat are saying. We'll pop up some of the questions as well. And the hat saying Spacebar, Wolfie was wearing Toon Colours hat on, so I was in morning of the BS you got with that offside goal in the final. N2, what's he saying here? It's how Forrest Gumption became so good, he says. Trevor saying maybe Scarpa has failed as a translator. Do you know what? Maybe that is something to do with it, because Scarpa has said he doesn't want to be their translator. You never know. And Awoni, Tommy is saying Awoni tripped over the ball to score a goal in training and got rebuked. And now they're all talking about Witcher 3, Ant. Thanks very much for that, man. All right. Let's do some questions before we do. A big shout out to Casper for the 199. The message will pop in a second. There we go. Thank you so much for the 1999. Sar, we are waiting for you, Nottingham fans. Come to Daddy. Hat trick for King Kane. Let's go Spurs. We're going to get onto the Spurs one. Don't worry. We've got Forest Ant ready for you. And, of course, we've got my brother. But thank you. Let's pop some of these questions from the guys. Get your questions.
I just say I'm assuming Casper's in Saudi, because that's Saudi Arabian Riyal, isn't it?
Riyal, yes. Salaam alaikum. Yeah. Salaam alaikum, Casper. Okay. So... Chris was asking about, has Scarpa been bought as a replacement for Jono when he goes? No, Jono's not going anywhere. Can we talk about Jono?
He's great.
How good is he right now?
His goals and assists in the last 5 or 6 games is ridiculous.
Do you know what I like about him at the moment? he's got a little arrogance to him in his play.
And you can see his confidence, can't you? When there was one time, I think in the first half, where I thought he'd lay the ball off, but he took the player on, and he's starting to get that now. He's like a little bit cocky, and I can beat you. So
the way he's cutting in as well, he's not just running it down the wing.
Yeah, I think he's been told, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he's quite a left foot shot. I mean, I didn't know he had a left foot, to be fair.
He's like 2-star weak foot on FIFA, man. That was fantastic.
Brilliant.
It was. But the problem we're having at the moment, Dino, in a way, are we becoming too one-dimensional with our ball to Jono? Give it to Jono or MG Dub. They'll save us. They'll save us. Is that potentially going to be a problem? Because if I was an opposition manager, I wouldn't play with a right back. I'd just have 2 left backs. Because we're not going to go down that left-hand side. So, is it going to be predictable?
We haven't got anybody down the left-hand side naturally, have we?
Well, Dennis can play there, Scarpa can play there. But anyway. It's a worry, isn't it? And I just want to shout out, like, Jono's physicality. Something I've always wanted him to do is to, get a little meat on the bone. But that bell end yesterday, Godfrey, he was just trying to rip him a new one, wasn't he? Fouling him, hacking him. He couldn't handle Jono. And Jono just kept getting up and going at him. It was just fantastic to watch. How was it from the ground, Ant?
I think that was Jono's best game this season.
By a mile. I said coming of age yesterday, yeah.
He really looked at it. And I was fortunate enough to be in the Brian Clough upper, directly in line with the penalty box. And when he was going at those defenders, he looked awesome. He
looked a proper Premier League player yesterday.
Yeah. He's taken a little while to get there, which is absolutely understandable.
Yep.
But he's getting there, and he's looking.
He was playing for Lincoln 2 years ago.
Yeah, he's looking proper now. And I agree with Wolverine. He's definitely, his physicality is improving. Definitely, he'll never ever win a ball in the air. But so what? Who cares? He started to put himself about now, and I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but he looks physically bigger now. He looks like he's built his body up a little bit.
And he looks faster, if that was possible as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, there were times yesterday when, oh, man, he looked good yesterday. I was so proud of him, so pleased for him as well. He deserves it.
I'm so happy for him. It's like, I mean, Ez, I'll come to you on Jono, because I'm going to quote you, yeah? And this was Ez very early on. I'd probably say like August, September time. After we'd signed all 23 players or whatever it was in the summer window, as you turned around and said, our best signing was Jono's new contract.
Yep.
Finally, you got something right, mate.
I persisted with him, didn't I? I told you. I told you he'll come good. And I do think, for whatever reason, the World Cup played on his mind on the lead up, and that's why his performances weren't probably as good as. And Cooper kind of alluded to it yesterday in his press conference about how he was before World Cup and how he has been post World Cup, and he's become a real match winner for us. Even though he didn't quite get us the 3 points yesterday, he almost did. He almost got his hat trick. That chance where he slipped, that was heartbreaking.
He even tried to head it, didn't he?
Yeah. Once he'd gone, but yeah, really impressed with the way he's coming to the fore, and I think it's vital. Was that 9 goals for him so far this season, plus his assists? We couldn't have asked for more than that. I think.
Wait, is that 9 overall, or is that excluding the Blackburn and League Cup ones?
Yeah, that's what I need to find out.
The chat tell me, because I couldn't be bothered to look the stats up.
Yeah, how many Premier League goals has he got? But yeah, you can mention him.
But yeah, no, really impressed with the way he's coming good. And you did a kind of like a video on it earlier about the teams that are now the vultures, should I say?
Yeah,
that are circling. But I think he's got his dad, who's probably one of the best advisor he could have. And
absolutely, yeah.
Keep his feet on the ground, and Brennan has got the ability to be one of those top level players, and I mean top level players. He's not there yet, but he's got the potential. And I'd rather he did it with us, and he did it with us in the Premier League. So yeah, I'm really impressed with how he's coming good, and I think there's a lot more to come from him as well. And that's a great thing about our young players. That there is more to come.
Imagine him in 3 or 4 years.
Exactly.
One can but only. It's look what I said yesterday, and I'll say it again. Yeah, I don't want to overhype him, not because I don't want to. I just don't want the whole media circus that we've seen with plenty of players who are young, get the pressure piled on them. I just want him to develop at his own pace. Yeah, but what I will say is, screw Rashford, screw that Bell Greenwood, screw all of those. Yeah, I think he'll be better. I think he'll be better than all of them. I think who would be the most elite player? Probably like a Saka right now, you'd say, young on the right-hand side.
Yeah,
I think Jono's not far behind him. If you look at the difference, Saka, top of the league, has a team that plays progressive football around him. And you got Jono, who's working on scraps. In fact, I'm making a case, and I'm convincing myself now that if Jono was in that Arsenal team, how many goals do you guys think he would have? Guys in the chat as well, how many do you think he would have this season playing in, say, an Arsenal-style team?
At least double, at least.
Definitely.
Yeah. Let's say if he was in instead of Martinelli on the left-hand side cutting in, I think he could do that job fantastically well in that team with those players around him, with that type of play. Yeah, I think you're right. It literally, he's working on scraps, and that was the case yesterday. Picking up the deflection off.
Why is he working on scraps? We have the talent in the team.
We have, but I'm gonna give an overview on it. But I think we really need to kind of like temper our expectations a little bit. Why? Because the be all and end all. Let's listen. At the end of the season, if we stay up, no one's gonna give a shit how we played. No one's going to give a shit as long as we stay up. Next season, yes, you talk more about how you play and how you progress in games. But let's be totally honest. If we stay up, who's going to look back and say, "Oh, we played shit"? No one's going to say,
"Yeah,
we did enough to stay up."
It's frustrating to see though when so many basics are wrong for me.
Yeah,
basics that you should learn when you're a junior coach. I mean, yourself, Wolverine, you've got a youth side, haven't you? I mean. You play your best players, don't you? You play your creative players. You make sure you've got not all creative players. You've got a good mix of tacklers and people that get stuck in, and then people with flair. You don't play all the same player. And then the people up front have to have some pace to them.
You're spot on. The biggest headache at under 12s is that you can't just not sub everyone on. They all have to get subbed on. So you do start with your best team and hope that you get, a couple of goal lead, and then you blood in the should we say developing players? That'd be the best one. So yeah, it's a headache. But I agree. Look, Dina, I'm with you on this. Yeah, I know the frustration. And I agree with that, and I get what you're saying, Ez, that 17th is all that matters. Yeah, but there's a way of playing football, and I'm still not happy with the style of football. If we play, this is my question to you. Go to Ant. He's there ready to come in. If we are playing negative football at home against Everton, what teams are we going to play positive football against? Because there's only 2 teams below them. What do you think, Ant? Do you think the rest of the season now is try and low block our way and bounce ourselves to 36, 37 points?
Yeah.
Or do you think at some stage we're going to have to play some football?
No, we're not going to change the way we play.
No.
The way we play will keep us secure in this Premier League this season. Now, next season's a different matter, but obviously that's a while away. We'll have to wait until we get there. But this season, our one and only aim is to stay in that Premier League. And the way that we play football will keep us in the Premier League. And that's all that matters.
Are you convinced it's going to keep us up?
100%.
Oh, I'm convinced, yeah.
100. I've said it from day one, 100%. We will not go down this season.
But I'm less convinced than I was, I have to be honest, because I was just looking at...
I'm more convinced now than ever. More convinced now than ever.
Yeah, same here.
The teams below us.
When we did our predictions... I'm trying to find it because I took a photo of it earlier.
Guys in the chat, are you more or less convinced right now that we're staying up?
I'm agreeing with Ant, I'm more convinced after these last couple of weekends because the teams below us are shit.
Yeah. Let's do this as a poll as well. I'm interested.
One thing, isn't it, as everybody forgets, you've got to play Tottenham away. Yeah, so does everybody else.
Everybody else.
Look at this weekend. We got a point, and the only teams that gained any points on us were Southampton, which I don't give a shit about because they're going down anyway. And was it Wolves?
Wolves, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Everybody else lost points.
I am going to disagree with you on one point. I do think we will get better before the end of the season. Once we've got the better players back. Once Niakate is back.
Yeah, that's true, Ez. Yeah, you're right there, mate.
That's when I think we'll see some changes. But right now, with the players that he's got available, I think he would have loved. Ideally, I don't think he's just a negative manager. I genuinely don't think that. But I think the players he's had available have kind of hindered the way he can play. Let's be honest. If Awoniyi's fit, you're not going to be playing Chris Wood, are you? And you can still play that formation we played yesterday with more effectiveness. Like he'll probably end up playing out on the left, but he made an impact on that side towards the end before his injury. And you'd have Niakate if he's fully fit. You'd have Yatesy in if he's fully fit. So there are key players that he's missing. And I think he will. I think
That's right.
I think he's itching to play him. I think he's itching to have them back. And you think right now, another point, and this has gone slightly on a tangent, but if Hendo was fit to play next week, I think he gets back in ahead of Navas at the moment. I'm not blaming Navas for any of the goals that were conceded, but I just think with his distribution's been really poor these last couple of games, and that plays a big part in how we play. There's times when he could have played a quicker ball out to Aurier with a throw, and I think it's been stifling us a little bit. So I think if it came to it and Hendo was fit and raring to go next week, and I think he gets in ahead of, I think Navas drops for Hendo. Personally, I don't know.
And you know what? Steve Cooper comes in for quite a lot of criticism on this channel. But you know what? If you go to the beginning of the season, I'm telling you right now, there's not one person outside of Nottingham Forest Football Club that didn't think that Forest would go down because we bought 30 fucking new players. Do you know how difficult that is? I've seen in the past where clubs have bought in 3 players and said, "Oh no, they're changing too much. 3 players is too much." Yeah. What we've achieved with all those new players is incredible. Incredible. You know,
no one's doubting that, and the question stands though. The question stands: are you more or less convinced? And look for me,
totally convinced. It's not
this was a draw and a win the last 2 games for me.
Yeah, but that's the issue. We've got to take into account.
Yesterday, guys, I'll let you into a secret here. Yesterday, Manchester United lost 7-0
because they're crap.
They lost 7-0. Just like just put that out there.
Yeah, they're still battered us this season. It doesn't matter what they do; it's just what we do. That's the thing.
What I'm saying is,
you can get all these really weird results all over the place, but we don't get those weird results.
We did against Liverpool. Look, I don't know where I feel, right? At the moment, I feel like I'm on a roller coaster. This is me talking straight here, yeah? If we win, I feel like the world is rosy, yeah? If we get, like when we got tonked against West Ham, I'm thinking, oh crap, what's next, yeah? And if we draw at home against a crap Everton, I'm thinking, oh crap, what's next? Yeah. I think the most Forest thing is going to be we go and tonk Spurs. That's going to be the most Foresty thing you've ever seen in your life. And I'm actually convincing myself, and maybe it's my whole brother thing again, I don't know. But I've got this strange feeling that we're going to tonk Spurs. We're going to play them off the park. I think playing against Spurs is going to suit us because they play a 2 in the middle. And they're so negative. Yeah.
To be fair, Dino alluded to it. So on the predictions league, you're the only one who's got us down for a win against Spurs. Everybody else, including the chat, got us down for a defeat against Spurs. But I'm kind of with you, mate. I think we've got a chance of actually. It's as good a time as any to play that.
I think we'll get hammered. I think we'll get hammered against Spurs.
Reverse psychology, I'm going to say that, but I actually got a sneaky feeling that we'll get something from there. I just got a sneaky feeling about it, especially if
You know what it is, Ez? I think we'll get
Simon Jones. Simon Jones is trying to claim some credit, yeah, but we'll bring it up as well. He had us to beat. I mean, he had us on 5 points by now, so we've only got 2.
He had us to beat Fulham away, man.
Yeah, that was it, wasn't it? So he can claim those 2 draws, but he had us to beat Fulham as well. So he had us on 5 points so far.
Not all of us, Simon. Not all of us. I actually feel worse after the last 2 games.
No, you see, it's very simple. It's very simple, right? The teams below us are shit. They're not going to get a lot. They're not going to win any games away from home. We're not going to win any games from home. We're shit away from home. Our home record is fantastic, and that's what's going to keep us up. It's dead simple.
The teams below us had a great chance
on this one.
Which
Well,
one?
teams below us have had a great chance over our last 2 games to make an impact on that, and they haven't. So I'm not worried about the shit below us.
I always say that. People look at teams and say, "Oh, West Ham, they're good. They're going to get out." No, they're not. They're shit.
They got
They're gonna
hammered
keep
4-0.
losing.
They got hammered 4-0.
Yeah, where people think we'll finish now.
Look. The thing is, Ant, West Ham are shit. Yeah, but they freaking slapped us around 4-0.
Yeah, but it don't matter. We're away from home. Don't matter.
Okay, what about
I've
Everton?
just said to you, we're going to lose every game away from home.
Okay, and Everton, who really, are terrible. They're worse than West Ham, and we're at home.
So we got a point against Everton, but we beat Liverpool. I mean,
You want to go back 6 months now?
Yeah,
I'm just saying. My point here is let me finish my point. And Ant's right. Your other Ant there is we're not playing good enough football, man. We're not.
Can I come in on that after you finish?
Yes.
Sorry.
Please. And by the way, there is
be
a
as
poll
fucking
open.
negative as you like, but you're wrong.
So we're playing good football.
No, we're not playing good football. We're playing good enough football to survive because the teams below us are playing worse football. Okay.
No, I'm agreeing with that. I'll let Dino have his say.
We can play good football.
Do you have a bet?
The goal against Man City was amazing.
Hold on, lucky bastard.
Hold on, Dino.
The goal against Man City was amazing. The 2 goals yesterday were great moves. We can do it. We just don't do it.
Agreed. I agree with that.
So we can do it. It's not like we're not capable of passing and moving and creating good chances. We can do it because we showed you those 3 goals right there that we can do it. We just don't do it often enough. And I think that's a mentality thing. And I think that's down to how the manager sends the team out.
It's
That's my
100% a mentality thing.
Touching on what Anna Hat said, we are awful, but I don't think it matters. Honestly, don't think it matters if we stay up. We are better than at least 3 or 4 teams down there.
Did you see
all that
Bournemouth
matters.
against Arsenal away from home?
No, I don't watch that shit.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, and that's Bournemouth. Yeah, Bournemouth, who I still rate as the crappiest squad in the league. Yeah, who are now bottom of the league. Yeah. But bloody hell did they put up a fight at Arsenal. I was there when we got slapped 5-0 at Arsenal. We put no fight up. Yeah, this is my point. We have better players than Bournemouth.
How many points did they get out of that game, by the way?
Huh?
How many points did they get out of that game?
They got a -1 goal difference out of that.
No,
we got
no. That's
-5.
not the question. That's not the question.
Yeah.
The question was
Zero.
how many points?
0
points. Okay.
Again, you're completely ignoring the point.
0 points.
You're completely ignoring the point I'm making, aren't you?
Let's all go and win by getting 0 points. That'll
You're
keep
completely ignoring the point
let's
I'm
go all
making.
over the shop, play home football, get hammered, get 0 points.
Are you
That's
just going to
okay.
ignore the point?
Hold on.
Are you just going to ignore the point?
You ignore
Hammered
you
against
ignore
Arsenal,
the
hammered
point.
against Man City
You ignore
away,
the point.
outplayed against Man United.
You ignore the point.
He just turned into a kid. He literally just turned into a kid.
No. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing your shit you come out with. Bournemouth this, Bournemouth that. Bournemouth is shit. They're below us in the table.
I
Who gives a
agree.
shit?
I
Who gives
agree.
a shit? They scored 2 goals against Arsenal. So what? They lost. Don't matter.
Oh my God, just because I'm talking about Arsenal, you don't have to get all defensive. Seriously.
That's what it was.
I know you were
That's
worried
what it was.
there.
You touched the nerve, mate.
Bloody
It's
hell,
just
man.
facts.
I'd like to see that
I get
passion for
sick of people
Forest,
saying
mate.
Leeds are brilliant. They play brilliant football. They can't fucking score. The shit.
They scored 2 at Arsenal, mate.
No, Leeds. I mentioned Leeds.
Oh, Leeds. Yeah, Leeds can't
Leeds are
score.
brilliant. Look at Leeds football. Look at the players they've got. Look at the way they play. They're crap.
Did I say
they've got a
Leeds?
manager
Did I say
to get-
Leeds?
They've got a
Did I say
manager to
Leeds?
get them out of the
Bournemouth are
championship,
brilliant.
mate.
Bournemouth scored 2 goals against Arsenal. Well done. That's very, very good. Very
Can we
impressive.
move on? This is
I
getting
wish
a bit
we
boring
could have
now.
done that, but we didn't. But we got exactly the same amount of points as they did.
Let's move on. I'm not
Let's
going
move
anywhere with this.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Because you're
Bloody
talking
hell.
a bollocks. It's fucking negative. You won't give us a fucking one scintilla of fucking credit for what we're doing this season. We are currently 14th
You are
in
so
the
full
Premier
of
League.
shit. You are so
14th
full
in
of
the
shit.
14th in the Premier League. We are 14th in the
Yeah.
Premier League.
Yeah.
Right? We're not bottom. We're not second to bottom. We're not third from bottom. We're not 4th, 5th, or 6th from bottom. We're 14th. Right? Think about it.
I think,
Okay.
listen,
Hey,
I
you wanna
think we
play
can
fantastic
safely
football,
say,
spray the ball back, get hammered 10-0 every week and be bottom. Is that what you prefer?
I think we can safely
Can I come
say,
in?
Ant's
Go on, Ez.
back. I think we can safely say Ant's back.
He's over his illness, that's for sure. That's for sure, yeah. Oh, firstly, that's bullshit. When Forest play well, I'm the first to say they're playing well, yeah. When a player's playing well, I'll be the first to say they're playing well. But when someone's playing shit and when the football looks shit,
I don't care.
Oh, cool.
I don't
you
care.
just said I've never said anything positive
Points
about
matter.
Forest.
Points make prizes. Points.
Yeah.
Guys,
playing well.
And the gap on the points is getting smaller, mate. The
Next
gap on the
season,
points.
next
makes me
season,
laugh so much.
next
every
season,
week.
different matter. Next season, I will be demanding us to play better football. This
And
season,
keep
all
ranting.
I care about is my football club.
You're already a
playing in the
hypocrite.
best league in the
You're
world.
already a hypocrite. Do you know why?
Keep ranting,
Because
man.
I asked you after the Man City game, would it be acceptable for Forest to play that same way against West Ham and against Everton? And you flat out said no.
I don't remember saying that.
Shall I pull the damn clip up?
Yes, please.
All right, I'll
Can we
clip
just
it for you. Mate.
give Casper a shout out before we go any
course we
further
can.
with your clips? Because again, he's dug deep and he's I can't even bring it up. Oh, don't give me any controls.
Well,
There we go.
thank you for the truth. But you're talking bollocks.
I'll just say one
All
thing.
right. Let me
Tim.
no. Let me just say this right now. I would not rather Forest lose 5-0 than 3-2. So don't put words into my mouth. Okay? But thank you for the super chat.
Right, Tim. Can I just pull this comment up? Sorry, Tim. We do this. We're
Boys,
all
I'm
best
not a
mates.
bully.
Tim
We're all
knows
best
me.
mates,
I'm
right?
the one that's being
Tim
bullied.
knows.
We have this
I'm being
argument in
bullied
real
by
life as
Tom
well.
here.
Don't worry.
Two negative Nellies here I'm being bullied by.
It's all. This is what it's all about. It's everybody's got their own opinion, and they're not all the same. Otherwise, it'd be boring.
We were all best mates until Ant parted ways for us because of Stan Collymore, right? So until
He's Billy
Ant,
Big Bollocks now, isn't he?
yeah, and just to
Not only
remind
that-
everyone.
Not only that, we're mates and we're allowed to shout at each other and have a laugh.
Oh,
Football.
put it over him, not over me. Fuck.
All right, let's move on. Let's bring the chat in. Well, anyway, the chat have said 47% are more convinced after the last few games, and 53% are less convinced after the last few games. Okay, so let's do a couple of questions from the guys in the chat. James says, points needed to stay up now. I reckon 35 will do it. Do you guys agree with that? Is 35 enough?
36,
Yeah.
37 maybe.
No, I
35 is low, but
I actually think 35 will be enough. I think there's enough.
there's a lot. There's nobody really bad, is there, on bad points? So that's normally takes.
21's the
takes
lowest
it down
right
a
now,
little bit.
isn't it?
Huh?
21's the lowest
How
right
many?
now.
13 games to go, isn't there? 13 games, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby.
So, and do you think 35 would be enough?
Yeah, I do think 35.
36, 37 for me.
Yeah. I think if we got 36, I think that would pretty much guarantee as much as you can.
Tom,
But 35
Tommy, you
might be
missed
enough.
right rant.
You missed
Sorry,
nothing.
buddy.
You missed nothing. You missed nothing.
Oh, did I miss it? Who was it? Did I miss it?
Iggy Tommy missed
All right.
it. He's
Anyway,
computer correct.
this is an interesting question from Estro because Coyote is close to fitness, as we're being told. Would he get back into the team for anyone here? Let's just go around the houses. Ez, yes or no?
Yeah, for Worrell at centre back.
I wasn't expecting that, Dino.
No. Close, but no.
And are we still talking?
Yeah, you silly sod. No, I'm just wondering, on here, I'm pointing there, people don't want to point at, but on here, I can see Ez, but on my telly, I can see me and Stan.
Yeah,
You're on
But it's a
delay on the telly.
screensaver now.
you're on a massive. You
Why
were
have you
on
changed
this.
your pictures at the back? I'm surprised you've not got that picture in there.
Which picture?
You and
Yeah,
Stan.
you're gonna paint
What's
Stan.
that
Yeah,
picture,
yeah,
isn't there?
Anyway, can you just
Are you
answer
buying
the
a Love Heart
question?
little frame?
Can you answer the question? Guys in the chat, would you get him back in the team or not?
Who's that? Who are we talking about?
Coyote, man. If he once he's fit, would you get back in?
I love him. Yeah. Yeah, don't ask me who for, though.
I was literally going to say that, but
I know you were.
okay.
That's why I said it. Yeah, I'd have him as well. I've said to you many, many times that the laws of the game need to be changed so that Forest can play 12 men, and that made my formations and everything work.
All right.
10
Keith
men and a
says,
ghost.
Keith says he's a bit worried about Ant's blood pressure following his illness.
We take
He's
that
fine.
picture off over Airs because it's still on my telly.
It's
Okay,
not
for the
on-
100th time,
Come on,
You're
turn
on-
your telly off.
you're on delay, man.
Hang
It
on.
must be on a massive delay because it's only up for a second.
Turn your
Literally,
telly
there.
off.
I put it
No,
back
no,
on.
I
man.
wanna-
When I
mate.
do that, it comes on my telly. Oh, it's gone now. It's back again. Can you ask people in the chat if it's still there?
People in the chat, can you see Ez?
Yeah, can't hear him though.
He's on mute.
It is still there. Yeah. It's still there. If you look on YouTube, it's there.
Yeah. Now it's come up on here now.
All right, let me just delete it. My God. Okay, there.
That's it. Yeah, all good.
Delete it and send it to Ant.
No, it's back again
Casper,
now.
are you really convinced?
What are you doing?
Can't wait for
I'm
Saturday
the
to laugh
ugly
in
one,
this
fuck
chat.
me, man.
Okay, all right. I mean, seriously,
You're
do we need to
invited
talk about the cup? Okay, anyway, let's.
I just want to address Casper. Casper, your team is shit. Your manager is shit. The way you play football is fucking shit. And I tell you what, you're going to win fuck all again this year. So just pipe down, all right?
And also, Conte's back
Nice
this weekend.
ground, though. Good for speedway and stuff. Yeah, nice.
Conte's back this weekend, so I'd worry. I'd worry if I was you, Casper.
Hang on. Yeah. You know
I've
what?
heard he's back,
You know what?
yeah.
You know what? Conte's been nominated for Manager of the Month for last month. He was only there for one game, and the one game he was here, they lost.
How did he get nominated? That one puzzled me. That one really did. All right. I think we've covered enough for one episode. Yeah.
Sorry. I can still see that picture on my telly.
All right. Well, we're going to just call it a day then. We're just going to call it a day. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a fiery one as expected. We'll be back. What's tomorrow? Tuesday. We've got the daily videos tomorrow. Oh, the in-depth analysis. Yeah, where I'll show you how bad Colback really was. I'm just going to wind these lot up now. Thank you for watching. Please do hit the like button before you leave. I need 8 more of you to hit the like. Get us over 100. We'll be back tomorrow. And as always, come on, you Reds.
Thanks, guys. Great chat as usual.